Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's George again. Uh, I want to show you something real quick. It ought to brighten everybody's day. Look at them babies. Is that not the cutest thing? Look here at this one right here. Can you see it? These babies are so pretty. There's guineas and there's baby chickies in there. And they're doing so well. I got to get in there and clean their toad out. That's about one day of got to clean that toad. But they're coming along real well, and I've got baby chickens supposed to hatch off this weekend. So, we got more to look forward to, and I'll have another tote sitting here with a light. And I reckon here in a couple of days, there's only been 2 people asked to be put in the drawing for chickens. You got to put your name in there. You got to go into the comments and tell me to put you in for the chickens. If not, if there's only 2 people, I'm just going to come up here and get them about, 8 or 10 diddles a piece. And, that'll be the drawing. If you are in need of baby chickens, I hatch baby chickens. I've got 48 I put in there the other day in the incubator. So there'll be more chickens. If you need a chicken, let me know. Okay, I'm going to set you up over here in the stand, and we're going to do some sauerkraut. I was asked by a lady to do a video on sauerkraut, and this is how I do it. There is other ways, we'll talk about that. And give me just a second, get everything set up, and we'll get started. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I'm gonna do some sauerkraut. My back's kind of getting tired. It's getting down in the evening, and I'll do potatoes tomorrow. And I've got 5 or 6 more sacks of apples. I'm gonna go ahead and put them up. And if y'all got a recipe or something that you'd like to see me do with apples, please send it. Or message me, tell me where it's at, and I'll go try to find it, and we'll do that. I get apples quite a bit during the year, and later on I'm gonna start putting them up. That the ones that I found to cook good, or if my buddy Josh Williams goes and gets a load of apples, I'll probably get a bushel or 2 off of him. And we're going to do an apple butter stir somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can get the boy on the fire that's over the fire department to do one over there and kind of make an event of it to where everybody can come and stir the pot and spend the day together, get to know each other. And I'm not looking to make no money. We'll buy the apples, we'll buy the jars. I'm trying to get the fire department going with me on that. And we'll sell the apple butter, and after everything's paid for, I'll go to the fire department. I won't receive a dime, but I do want to do it so everybody can see how it's done. We're still talking about it. If he decides he don't want to do it, I may have to rent the parking lot or something at the fire hall and try to do it over like that and see what I can do about maybe a church or somebody helping me with it. And I'd like to invite a lot of my friends over. Come down and spend the day with us. I'd like to see a soup bean supper, if y'all think that'd be a good idea, if you'd be interested in it. If you'd really be interested in coming down to an apple butter stir, it takes about 8-9 hours after you start the apple butter. You can come and help stir the pot. You can sit around and just jaw and, talk and whatever. We'll do a soup bean supper. If y'all want to do a cornhole tournament, we might be able to set something up like that. Make a day where everybody comes in and does stuff together. And, later on this fall, we'll be doing I'm going to go up to my buddy Josh's, one I was talking about, and see if he's going to do a molasses stir. And I'm going to go up there and help him and film it. And I'm going to try to talk him into about a pint or maybe 2 of molasses because I like them. And, it's just something in the future we might be looking at. And if you'd be interested in it, let me know. And we'll try to work something out with somebody to get it done. But You know, I'd like for some people to come in and help us jar it, help us stir it, help us, come and spend the day. Let's do something, spend some time together, let the community get to know each other better. Okay. Oh, and if you don't think my little chickens are the cutest things on earth, they are. All right. Oh, whoever dropped this little kitten off here, I hope rats take your place over. Somebody brought a little kitten up here, and you can tell it's been petted and it's kind of tame. And I live too far away from everybody else for it to be an accident. I fed it. I will take care of it. If I can find it a home, I will find it a home. But people that does that, you are a piece of crap. If you don't want it, find somebody that does. Don't just take and drop it off. I could have walked out there, if I was just a mean, cruel person and just done something bad to that kitten, I could have got over close to that. And see, I got a dog right over here that despises cats. I've got a Great Pyrenees that was supposed to be a livestock guardian dog. I raised him to be one. But he's not. He's killed goats, sheep, chickens. He'll kill anything he can get close to. Okay, and he despises cats. Okay, I got him when he was 6 to 8 weeks old. He's my responsibility. I've put 2 bags of dog food through that dog a month, and I have to keep him on a chain because if he gets loose, he'll break into duck pens, guinea pens, chicken pens, or anything else, and kill them. Okay, he's going to go to my neighbor's house, and he's got to go down there and be destructive and everything else. But he's my responsibility. I brought him in here. I take care of him. People, there's people out there that wants kittens and stuff for their kids. They want puppies for their kids. If somebody wants a Great Pyrenees and you don't have no cats, nothing, he loves dogs. He does good with dogs, but no other animal. He loves children. He'll follow them every step they make. Okay, and I have no doubt if somebody went to bother, I'm going to say something went to bother. I don't say somebody because I honestly believe if you come up here that he won't bark. He don't even bark when somebody comes up the road. He's just thinking, who is going to pet me now? Okay, I like to find him a good home, but I'm not just going to give him to anybody. If there's a rescue out there, that'd be willing to accept him. But if not, he will stay right here. I will feed him. He'll have to stay on a chain because we have a chain law here. We have a leash law. And if he gets out here and kills somebody's calf or something like that, I have to pay for it. I can't do that. But I just want to say about that little kitten. I hope you get fleas. I really do. But I'll take care of that little kitten. I got it. Okay. What we're going to do now is make kraut. And the reason I'm doing it here in the living room is my back, after I sat here and done that last video, my back's out. Well, not out, but it's not great. I got 3 heads of cabbage. They're different sizes. And, there it is. Okay. What you want to do is these big old leaves that just falling off, I got my slot bucket right over here. I'm going to put them in it, peel them back to where you see pretty leaves. You won't see nice, firm leaves. This here's a nice, firm leaf, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it back one more. Okay. I'm going to lay it down here. I'm going to get this one. See how this one's all rolled up and kind of looks wrinkled up, shriveled? I'm going to take it off. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, then I'm going to get the third one here and do it the same way. This is a little bitty feller, but it'll make kraut. I'm going to throw the big leaves over here and the hogs food. Get one more. Okay. Now we got 3 heads of cabbage. It's not going to make no great lot of kraut, but if it makes 3, 4, 5 jars, that's more than you had yesterday. Okay, I got my food processor here, and if there's anything in my house I to be felt sorry for, it's this food processor. I got it, and I have put it to use. Okay, let me see if I can see the name on it. Now, I'm no way affiliated with this company. It's a Hamilton Beach food processor. And I'll tell you right now, if you look, that glass is whited from use. That's not dirty, it's clean, but it has seen some use. If something's good, I'll tell you it's a good thing. But that right there, if it smokes out today, I couldn't say a thing bad about that because I've had it 7, 8 years, and I use it every year to do kraut and all this other stuff. And it has seen a lot of use. Okay. I took the blade out of it and I put this in it. And you want your little holes, the little round holes that cuts up. And that way it's on shred. We want to shred this cabbage to make kraut. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. With me, I like to put it in a bucket and let it set for a day or 2 and make its own water. Seems like it works better for me that way. You can shred your kraut, put it in a jar, leave it about right here, and put a teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of vinegar, and fill it. Now, don't use town water. I don't like town water for canning. Go find some spring water, distilled water, something like that, this store-bought water. And what you'll do is, when you get that in there, you don't want it overpacked, but you want it packed. Okay, you'll pour the water in on it till it comes to the top of your kraut or your cabbage. It'll wash the salt and the vinegar down through it. Then when you put your lid on there, you don't bear down on it, you just put it to where it touches. As soon as it, like when you're putting that lid on, as soon as you feel it touch, stop. Now, the thing is it's got to work out of this jar. And that's why I started using the bucket. It works out underneath the lid of this jar, and it'll get in the floor, so you have to have a tote. And when I done it in jars before, I put a towel down in a tote, put the tote down in, in the back room, and I let it work in the tote. You smell it. When it goes to fermenting, you'll smell it. Okay. It seems to me like the smell's a lot less if I put it in this bucket for a couple of days. And then I use the water that's in the cabbage to make the water in the jar. Usually after about 3 or 4 days, when you go fill these jars up, I just take the kraut and put it in there, stuff it in, fill them up with the juice out of the bucket. I'll show you that. Well, I won't show you that because I'm not going to do it that way. Well, I will later, but it'll be in 3 or 4 days. I'll make a part 2 to this and show you how to put it in your jars and how to store it. And, but I just put the kraut in the jar, put the lid on it, put it up. I've got kraut right over there today. I looked at it, and it's in a tote. I keep mine in totes. It's good and cool, and it's 2-year-old. And when I first put it in there, it's white as snow. It's starting to decolor a little, but it's still perfectly fine to eat. I'm gonna have to use it this year because it's gonna start, turning brown and not being so good. But 2 years, I think, on kraut's pretty good. But we'll get started, and what you do is, let me move a couple of these back up the hill. You take the old knife, and I like to find the stem, turn it down, and cut straight to the stem and cut that cabbage head in half. Okay, you see the core right here? I'll take and reach in, cut at an angle, and take that core out. Now, I don't keep the cores, but now when I was a kid, we put them in the jar, and if you was lucky enough to get that, that was a treat. But nowadays, I do so much kraut, I just give it to the pigs. Now, you don't have to give your stuff to pigs. You know, you can give it, if you got a compost bin or whatever, you can put it in that. Do not feed rabbits cabbage because they cannot pass gas and it will kill them. So don't give it to your rabbits. You can give it to your chickens. Chickens love them. You want to see a chicken? You want to see something funny? Sorry. You want to see something funny? Get you one of them plastic or nylon fishing lines, you know, that you put fish on, and take it out there to your chicken pen. Take his head, and you know it's got that little nail side. Drive it right down in the center of this stalk. And then take your hook or something and hang that up just about head high for the chickens. They'll start pecking this thing. Next thing you know, baby, they'll have that sucker running in every direction. Everybody's trying to peck it and run it down. It is something to behold. It's funny as it can be. But they love them. And I've got about 30 chickens out here in my pen, and they'll eat that cabbage head in a day. So, you know, if you want a treat for your chickens, run down there to the store. They ain't high. Well, they about 50 cents a cabbage. Put it in there and let them have at it. Sit back and watch them. It's entertaining. Okay, let me get back to doing this. I'm sorry, I'm just talking. Okay, I'm going to cut this. I've got a towel on the table so I don't cut the table. But it's got to go inside this piece here, the top of the thing. I'm going to turn it on to slice, shred. I just push that button. Okay. I'm going to cut it in small enough pieces that it will go down in here. And see, as long as you don't have this mashed over here, what this mashes, it won't come on. But it will come on as soon as you mash that. It'll put that through. Okay. We'll cut another piece. Now, don't get great big pieces because all you're going to do is fight your food processor. And that ain't no fun. You just get jammed up. But if you'll take and just let it have its time and do its thing. Okay. Now we'll do another one. But if you got an old food processor, I don't know if you get your fingers in yours or not. There's no way, I don't reckon, to get your fingers stuck in this one. But if you're poking it down through here with the, you know, on this, don't stick nothing down in there that can get into your food. That's what this is for. Just poke it down in there with it. But I'm using the bigger one, and it's off the bottom about that much. And what I do is I raise it up, and anything gets stuck, I let it spin. And normally I do it a lot faster, but I'm trying to show y'all what to do. Now, see, this is a big piece. You might get tempted, but it's just not worth the fight or the effort. Go ahead and just put it in two pieces. Put it in there, and you'll notice it slices this pretty thin. Now, you do not have to have a food processor to do this. Let me run and grab a couple tricks and I'll show you some other means of doing it. It's not as fast, but it will get the job done. So give me just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to go grab stuff so I can talk to you a minute. Okay, if you don't have, I brought a bunch of stuff here to get in my way so I'm done. If you don't have a food processor, you can take this, it's a grater. You just set it down in a bowl and run that cabbage over these holes right here, and it'll do the exact same thing this is doing. This is just quicker. If you don't have that, you got a box grater, you can use that. Just run your cabbage right down through here, but it's probably going to nick your fingers if you ain't real careful, and it'll give you a little cut. If you don't have that, you can get you one of these little kraut cutters. You just lay that kraut in there and you just start mashing and turning until you cut it all up. If you don't have this, take you an old jar or an old can. This is an old bean can or something. I don't know. I might have vegetable soup in it. I don't know. But you take and hold this in your hand. Now, I cut the end of it off. You turn your can opener, instead of being up and down, turn it sideways, and it'll cut that can right off. Okay. You take that sharp edge, you put your kraut in the bowl, you put your cabbage in the bowl, and it'll do the same exact thing. Okay, there's 100 ways to cut up cabbage, but this is, some of the ways. In my book, this is the fastest way, and that's why I'm doing it this way. But just because you don't have a food processor don't mean you can't make kraut. But, this was $2.44. Clearance aisle Walmart. And I bought it. I've had this, I couldn't tell you how many years. I'm going to say something, I picked up a yard sale or an antique store or something, but I picked it up probably for $1. It's a good thing to have around because you can grate cheese and all kinds of stuff with this. It's a handy thing to have around. These here, if you see them laying around at an antique store, they'll be $1, maybe $2. Pick that sucker up. But, okay, we went over that long enough. Let's get back at it. Okay. I'm going to put a little more in here because it's not hardly full. Then we'll dump it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay. That's one head of cabbage. I'm going to set my top over in this bowl to keep from making a mess. As you can see, there's some still in it, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay. Very carefully, turn this machine off. Don't even risk it. Turn it off. Okay. Reach in here. Pull this blade out very carefully because it is sharp. I always tap it against the bucket to knock off the little bit that's on it. And then, let me see if I can get this up here. I'm just going to take and dump this into a 5-gallon bucket. This bucket comes from Walmart. I got the bucket and the lid. Okay. I'm going to put the food processor back together. And remember, turn the little sharp pointy things up. Put your lid back on it. And I'm going to go ahead and do the 3 cabbages, get them in here. Then I'll show you how much salt, how much vinegar and stuff I put in mine and how I stir it and all. And let me get this took care of real quick, and I'll come back. I don't want this video to be, you know, some hour-and-a-half long video of you watching me cut up cabbage. You've seen how I do it. So give me a second, and I'll come right back to you. Okay, I've got all the cabbage cut up. I'm emptying the thing for the last time. Look in your lid. If you see great big pieces like that, just put them over in your slot bucket. All this here's cut up. It just didn't fall down. So you can go ahead and just ease it into the cabbage bucket where you're going to make your kraut, or, you know, you use it in your jars. But I'm just taking the back of my knife and raking it out of it and trying to get all I can to into the bucket. Okay. Take this and tap it. Then here in a minute, this has to go to the sink and be washed, but that'll wait till I get done with the kraut. There's the last of it. Okay, once again, I'm just going to take and rake the bottom of the whole processor out with this knife on using the back of it, and get all the cabbage out I can, because we don't want to waste nothing. And it may make the difference between having, you know, 5 quarts and not hardly having 6. Okay. Okay, that part, well, I got enough picture. Hold on. Okay. Now, this is about a half a bucket of cabbage. So, I know this is a half a bucket. I always try to do a full bucket, but I know for a half of a bucket, I need about, well, a quarter cup of salt sprinkled over this cabbage. Now, there is an exact measurement by pound and all that. I kind of just go by eye. And I'm going to put a quarter cup of salt. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the big measuring cup. That's a cup. And I like my sauerkraut sour. So I'm going to put 2 cups of vinegar. This is the white 5% acidity vinegar down in there. And I forgot something to stir it with. But I'll run and grab something to stir it with. I'm sorry you can't see this process, but I've just poured that down in the bucket. I'm going to go and get something to stir it with, and I'll get the lid of this bucket, and I'll be right back. Okay. I got a long handled wooden spoon. Let me set this down. I'll try to make room enough to get you up here where you can see. And I'm just going to take and stir all this down. Okay, I want it to mix well. And I'm going to take a few minutes here. Well, not a few minutes, a couple good times around and stir it. And now, the way I like to do it, I like to leave it in the bucket, like I said, for 2 or 3 days. And I just put the lid on it, set it over out my way, and every day I'll get in here twice a day and stir this bucket up. And I'll take and get me a fork and taste it. Does it taste too salty? Is it salty enough? Is it got enough vinegar? You know, how's that flavor going? And you know, how much water is it making? And you know, if it needs more salt, I can add more salt. You can't take it out. So if you get it salty, what you have to do is when your kraut works and ferments, you can wash it. I know it sounds silly, but you can put it in like that screen and run water over it, and it'll kind of wash part of that salt out. But it's hard to get it out, to be honest. It's still going to taste a little salty. But tomorrow when I taste this, if I think it needs more salt, I will put more salt in it. If I think it needs more vinegar, I'll put just a little bit of vinegar. Just do it to your taste. And in 3 or 4 days, when this is ready, I'll show you how to put it in jars. Let me see what time it is. Oh, okay, it's 6:30. It's time for me to go out and refeed and take care of the baby critters outside and make sure everybody's got water and stuff. So I'm going to just put the lid on this. And I guess this will be the last video for today unless I decide to peel apples or something and put them in the freezer. But I appreciate y'all stopping in. I hope the video wasn't too long, but this is how I make kraut. I'll do a video on part 2 of doing it. It'll be a little shorter, but you know, we're just going to put it in jars, put the lid on it, put it in a cool, dark place, and let it finish working. Okay, you all have a good day. Have a blessed day. Take care of each other, and we will see you on the next video.